Hi everyone, it's Jen at 2021 Visual Arts Centre, and today I'm going to be showing you some simple clay techniques. So here's what we're going to be using. We've got our clay, obviously. I've got a rolling pin, an old tea towel or a cloth of some kind. I've got 2 sticks of equal thickness. These were garden canes. Anything like that is fabulous. Anything that's sort of like 5 to 1 centimetre, 5mm to 1 centimetre deep is great. I've got some leaves, some cookie cutters, a wood block, an old vintage stamp and a rubber stamp, and I've also got some material. First step is going to be to roll out our clay. So I've got my 2 sticks here, and what they're going to do is make sure that as I'm rolling out the clay it stays the same level of thickness. Okay, so I put my cloth down to stop the clay sticking to the table that I'm working on. And as I roll it, I'm just going to keep pulling it off the tea towel to make sure I'm not getting too stuck and that I get a nice even thickness throughout. As you can see, I've got a couple of air bubbles here, which if this was going into a kiln that would be a big problem obviously, but as this is air dry clay, it's not going to cause any problems for us. Now I'm going to add some texture, so I can use the stamps. And of course, if you don't have any clay or air dry clay at home, you could always use any type of polymer clay, or you could even make up a salt dough. Or you can use the leaves if you've collected some, or the material. If I'm using the material or the leaves, I would just roll it out with your rolling pin just to make sure you get the pattern. Try and use leaves that have got a deep pattern or a deep veining on them. Leaves that are quite flat aren't really going to show up. Now we're going to use the biscuit cutters to cut out some shapes. If you want the finished piece to be flat, then just put it onto a tray and leave it to dry. I've got a hole punch here, so if you wanted to hang the piece afterwards, don't forget to just poke a hole in. You can use a kebab stick if you want. If you want your piece to be curved or cylindrical when you have finished it, then you can use a mould. Here I'm just using a glass bowl, so what I'm going to do is cut out my piece. You might want to line your bowl first, because when the clay dries it's going to pull away and it might crack. Using the inside of shapes is always better than using the outside of the shapes, because when the clay dries it's going to shrink. So if you're using the outside it will crack and break in two. If you're using the inside there's a lot less pressure on the piece as it's drying. And last of all, I'm just going to go around and neaten each one up. Make sure the edges are all nice and soft. You're just using your finger is fine. We can't fettle it because it's air dry clay, so we just want to make them nice and neat before they dry completely. And then when they are dry completely, we can paint them with acrylic paints. And here they are, all ready to be painted or just hung up as they are. It's up to you. Thank you very much for watching, and again, if you do have a go, please share it with us on our Facebook page. We'd love to see it.